Greetings. Clean hands are happy hands. This is Chef Mike, and this is my debut for my YouTube culinary challenge. I'm excited about it. I'm calling this Easy Eats with Parmesan potato crusted chicken with a little zest of pepper for my first dish, and we're going to call this Easy Eats. So Alton Brown and Good Eats, look out, here comes Chef Mike with Easy Eats. So ingredients we're going to do, first I'm going to start using chicken tenders instead of the breast. I like these because they will cook a little bit quicker and enable me to get them crispier without overcooking them. Next, I'm basically going to set up a battering station where we're going to take the chicken tenders, put them in the flour, and this is egg. Basically just make an egg wash. You can use fresh shell eggs, or if you're doing a larger batch, you can go ahead and get the easy eggs already prepared. Then in the secret ingredients are basically, these are the frozen shredded McCain's potatoes. Hash browns, you can use Michael Foods fresh if you would like. You can also use basic American Foods with the reconstituted potato mashed or home fries, or hash brown potatoes also work very, very well. So Parmesan cheese and basil to finish it off, favorite tomato sauce, and we're off and ready to go. It's simple, but I will do some modifications. I'll be using fresh chicken tenders because they'll cook a little bit faster, and we'll go through that as the process. So the first step is, what we'll do is make the crust, the potato crust. So these are frozen hash brown potatoes. First thing I'm going to do is thaw the potatoes. I'm going to add the Parmesan cheese. We've got basically about 2/3 of a cup. Some fresh ground garlic peppers, always fresh ground, much is always better. Plus, the peppercorns are fresher, the flavor is good. You can adjust the thickness or the grind on the pepper that you want. I'm going to rely on the saltiness of the Parmesan cheese, so I'm not going to put any salt in. We can always add that later. So we've got this nice coverage broken up. So we'll take that. So for our next step, take the chicken tenderloins. These have been cleaned. The tender is off, or the tendon's off. So we're going to bread this just lightly so that it will stick to the breading. Egg wash. Of course, we try to keep the dry hand and the wet hand. So we'll lay that in. We'll do that with the others until we get those all covered. Shaken, covered. So this is, I think what I like about this is that you've got the crispiness of the potatoes, and the Parmesan adds a really nice flavor to it. If you want to spice it up, you could always do some red chili flakes in the potatoes if you want to add that. It's up to your imagination what you'd like to do. So this will be enough for the first dish to get started. So we'll get those in there, and we'll grab the plate here. So it just takes a little firm pressing down, get a nice coating. And we'll move those here. Just wanted to get it to stick well enough that we can put these in the oil. So we'll move to the stove from here. We're at the stove. I put the olive oil, or actually olive oil and vegetable blend. I like that better. It'll hold up better to heat. It's just a little bit of flavor then from the olive oil. So this has gotten nice and hot. It's just shimmering just a little bit. So I'm going to take the tender and just lightly lay it down. sizzle. We're right where we want to be. That on there. There we go. Just spray it up. So we'll let those cook. I'll probably reduce the heat just a little bit so we don't burn them in a lot. Just get lightly brown. Let's see. Still take a little bit. So we'll let those cook here for just a couple minutes. It's medium heat. And they're browning up nicely. It's a non-stick pan. Working well. Now, about 4 minutes aside, if they're nice and brown and crusty, I've got the level of crunchiness that I want, so I'm going to pop them into a 350-degree oven, probably for about another 10 minutes. So we'll count that down and be right back. It's been just about 8 minutes. This is a convection oven at 350 degrees. We'll just take and do a little temperature check here, and we are right in the center. We are at 164. Check the others, make sure we're there. 165. Now we can always pull those out a little bit before, because we're going to have the continued carryover heating. So, but these are done perfectly. They're nice and crisp, lots of good flavor. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take these and plate them up right here and hold them. And we're going to go on and make the sauce with the kale. So now I could be a real kind of press with this, but I've got these nice crunchy potatoes on the bottom, and I really don't want those to go to waste. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll leave those there. I'm going to go ahead. This is the kale that I've taken and cleaned and torn basically off the stem. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up the stove here. Add just a little bit more oil. That'll heat up pretty quickly here. Oops. And we're going to go ahead and add the kale right in. Just a little water to let that reduce. It's amazing how much reduction there'll be in that. So actually, kale's abundant year-round. You can use the baby kale if you'd like. Kale, it's usually always abundant. I've got some out in the garden that works well too. But baby kale will also work well. Remember that it's going to reduce down once this starts to cook. It's going to shrink probably to about a third of what you started with. So as this starts to wilt down, got the moisture going. I'm going to add just a little salt and pepper. Mix. So that cooks down just a little bit. And then just as that starts to green up, nice green. I'm going to go ahead and add the tomato sauce. I like to this is a pre-made, didn't have to go through a lot, but I like, one of the things that I always look for is with no sugar added. I think it really gives you a much cleaner taste. And basically tomato sauce is tomatoes. Some seasoning, and if you want to, it's some mirepoix. This is working out very nicely. You can see how we still have a little bit of the definition of the kale that you like, and I'll lower the heat just a little bit. Get that up so the sauce just cooks, it's hot all the way through. There we go. So we said simple and easy. This, I don't think we can get any easier. But I think I told you also that Julianne, some yellow squash and zucchini seasonal or mushrooms, anything can go in here to cook down before you add the sauce. It all goes well with the chicken, so there we go. Heat it all the way through. Nice and tender. Some potato crispies in there. Continue to cook a little bit. Just a little bit. Put this on right on the bottom. Yum. Smell the fresh tomatoes. Take our chicken that's still nice and hot. Two will work just fine for this. There we go. And just for a little finish, just a little sprig of basil right in the center. So, voila, there we go. Parmesan potato crusted chicken with kale and tomato sauce. Bon appetit.